3 orange cats live under one roof. Sounds like a rare situation already, but there's more. 2 of them are girls, and if you know anything about cat genetics, you already know that orange females are among the rarest color combinations in the entire species. Add a shattered leg, 2 friendships, and 1 fierce rivalry, and you've got the strange, funny, and surprisingly touching story of Benji, Nala, and Lucky. It starts with Benji, and honestly, it starts a little dramatically. The story goes that he was born inside a Ferrari, which is either the coolest birth certificate a cat has ever had, or just proof that kittens show up wherever they please. A kind woman named Amy took in his mother and her litter, and it was there that a young couple, Franz and Duha, first laid eyes on the little ginger troublemaker who would soon own their entire household. By 3 months old, Benji had moved in with them, and he wasted no time claiming both their hearts and their dinner plates. Then came the accident that scared everyone, and Benji managed to make things even more complicated. He fell from roughly 10 meters up and broke his kitty arm badly. His vet performed surgery, fitting a metal plate to hold the bone together. But only a week later, still recovering in the clinic, Benji fell again. Classic orange cat, completely out of control. A second surgery followed, this time with pins instead of a plate. Neither procedure worked the way anyone hoped. The pins kept working their way loose through his skin, forcing his family to switch vets entirely after the first one botched the follow-up care. In the end, Benji was left permanently unable to fully bend or extend that arm. It settled into an odd, fixed angle, giving him what his family jokingly calls his own built-in elbow. To keep him from re-injuring himself while he healed, his dad even built him a small enclosure so Benji could stay close to the family instead of being shut away alone in a bathroom. The chances of him hurting himself for a 3rd time in such a short period seemed slim, but no one wanted to take that risk. Now, you'd expect a cat with a story like that to slow down. But Benji does what Benji wants, not what's expected. He still walks with a distinctive gait. Sometimes a little wobbly, sometimes launching into jumps that look like he's forgotten his arm doesn't fully work at all. He also curls up in closets to wreck his mom's folded laundry, picks his dad as his favorite human without apology, and leaves what can only be described as a deeply content life of naps, snacks, and selective effort. For a while, it was just him, King Benji ruling the house on his own terms. Then Nala arrived, and everything got louder. Where Benji is composed, some might say lazy by choice, Nala showed up as pure, chaotic energy. Benji welcomed her almost instantly, delighted to finally have a partner in crime, a company for birdwatching sessions at the window and full-contact wrestling matches on the living room floor. Their relationship swings between best friends and worst enemies depending entirely on the day, which, if you've ever lived with siblings, will sound extremely familiar. And Nala will happily remind anyone who assumes otherwise that she is, in fact, a girl, one of the rare 20% of orange cats. Then, just when the household had found its rhythm, a 3rd cat joined the mix. Lucky, the fluffiest and most affectionately clingy of the trio, easily identifiable by her orange and white coat. Benji did not take the news well. As far as he was concerned, one sister had already used up his patience for new roommates. For a while, things got so tense that the family genuinely considered finding Lucky another home entirely, worried that Benji simply couldn't adjust. But Lucky was just too sweet to let go. And Nala, unlike Benji, fell for her charm immediately. She stepped in as the mediator nobody asked for, gently drawing Lucky into her orbit until the two of them became true sisters. Slowly, with patience and a lot of hope, the family kept working on Benji's behavior instead of giving up on the idea of 3 cats under one roof. Life didn't stay in one place either. The family eventually packed up and moved from Jordan to Austria, and true to form, Benji went first, arriving solo while Nala and Lucky stayed behind. 2 months later, the girls made the journey together and reunited with him in their new home. Around that same time, the family said goodbye to a grandmother who had adored all 3 cats and spoiled them constantly. A quiet loss folded into an otherwise hopeful new chapter. These days, the trio has settled into very distinct roles. Benji, now a wise 7 years old, splits his time between outdoor exploring and world-class couch potatoing. His rivalry with Lucky, oddly enough, still hasn't faded, despite the fact that the two of them share almost identical tastes, both preferring the outdoors to indoor lounging. Nala, approaching 7 herself, has become the emotional center of the group, equally beloved by both her housemates and perfectly happy watching the world go by from a windowsill rather than joining the outdoor adventures. She simply loves the comfort of indoor life and enjoys every minute of it. And Lucky, the youngest at 5, has claimed the unofficial title of the household's reigning cuddle champion, forever glued to her favorite human. Their dad built them an entire feline playground to match their personalities. Climbing walls, a terrace, gated windows, even a custom staircase for Benji's uneven gait. In another life, the family jokes, Benji and Lucky would probably be perfectly matched, sharing a love of exploring the outside world. In this one, they unwillingly share the kingdom, with Nala as the steady thread holding the whole chaotic orange, thoroughly rare little family together. It may not be a perfect situation, but it's a beautiful one. 3 orange cats, each with their own personality, sharing a home where they are safe, happy, and deeply loved.